Hello, algebra students. Today I'm going to talk to you about the standard form of the equation of the line. And then in the second part of this video, I'm going to show you how to graph a line if you're given the standard form of the equation of the line. And I want to just remind you that you may want to watch 3 previous videos before you watch this one. You definitely want to make sure you know how to find the slope of a line. There's a video titled Finding the Slope of Lines. And I've also made a video called Slope Intercept Form of the Line and the Point Slope Form of the Line that you may want to watch before you watch this video on the standard form of the line. So here's the third form of a line. Standard form is written in this way. AX plus BY equals C, where A, B, and C are integers. And what is an integer? Just to remind you, an integer is a number that's part of this set. All the negative integers, all the positive integers, and 0. So whole jumps, including all the positive integers, and whole jumps in the other direction, including all the negative integers. So first of all, ask yourself, what form of the line am I given? And how can I put it into standard form with integer coefficients? Pause the video, try to do that on your own paper, and then press play for the solution. First of all, I'm given slope-intercept form. This is the slope. This is b, so I know that the y-intercept is 0, -5. And if I want to put it in standard form, I first have to recall what standard form is, and then I can take what I'm given. I can subtract 3/4 x from both sides, in black here, and then I can multiply both sides by 4. I want an integer, so I can't have it be a fraction. And so how do I clear a fraction? If I multiply by 4, that'll cancel that out, and it'll no longer be a fraction. So and then if I want to multiply everything by -1, so I can start on a positive note here, I end up with this as my standard form of the line, and this is the same line in slope-intercept form. So what about this? Ask yourself, what form of the line is it in right now? And how can you get it into standard form? Pause the video, try to do that on your own paper, and then press play for the solution. This form of the line is point slope form. You can see clearly one of the points on the line, x value -2, y value +5. So -2, 5 is 1 point on this line, and the slope is -3/1. Point slope form of the line. Now, if I want to get it into standard form, I first have to recall what standard form looks like, knowing that A, B, and C will be integers. I distribute, I add 3x to both sides, I add 5 to both sides, and I have my line in standard form. Remember, this equation of the line in point slope form is the same line as this one, it's just in a different form. So pause, practice on your own paper, and then press play for the solution. If I want to get this into standard form, I first have to recall what standard form looks like, and then I take what I'm given. I can distribute. I can then multiply everything by 3 to clear those fractions, because denominators are 3. If I multiply by 3, I don't want them to be fractions, I want them to be integers. And then I would just have to subtract x from both sides. If you'd like, you can also multiply everything by negative, start off with a positive integer, and this is standard form. So this line that we started with is the exact same line Their graphs will be identical. They represent the same line, just in different forms. Now I want to show you one of the benefits of standard form. If you're given the standard form of a line, you can graph it easily by using the x and y intercepts. Now, if you're going to use the intercepts to graph, you have to remember that in order to sketch a graph of a line, you only need to know 2 points. And when the line crosses the y-axis, x is 0. And when a line crosses the x-axis, y is 0. And so we can use that knowledge to find our x and y intercepts. So this is given to us in standard form. To find the y-intercept, we'll put in an x, for a 0 for x. So we'll put in a 0 wherever we see x, and we'll solve for y. Whereas for the x-intercept, we'll put a 0 in for y and solve for x. So when we plug in a 0, we see 3x plus 0 equals 15, so x must be 5. So 5 comma 0 is our x-intercept. If we put a 0 in for x and solve for y, we get 3. So 0, 3 is our y-intercept. Once we know those 2 points, we can plot them on the graph and connect the dots, and you've sketched a graph of this line in standard form. So pause the video and practice doing this on your own paper, and then press play for the solution. So we're given standard form, and we know that in order to get the x-intercept, we'll put in a 0 for y and we'll solve for x. And to get the y-intercept, we'll plug in a 0 for x and solve for y. The minute we have our x-intercept and our y-intercept, we can plot them on the graph and connect the dots. And this is a sketch of this line in standard form. So here's a summary of all 3 forms of the line. I have made separate videos for each form in case you want to go back and review any of that. And I will leave you with this picture of Pinot and Willow BFFs and wish you a great day.